Matter related to the postnatal period 117 postnatal period. This is the period after childbirth, which has no minimum duration. A woman who has given birth may not experience any bleeding at all or may experience it for 1 day. The maximum duration of bleeding during the postpartum period is 40 days. Any bleeding after this period is not considered postpartum bleeding. However, some women may experience bleeding for 15, 20, or 25 days after giving birth. After that, they are considered clean. In this regard, their postpartum period lasts as long as the days when they bleed. When the blooding stops, they bathe and pray and fast. According to Imam Malik, the maximum duration of postnatal purification is 70 days, and according to Imam Shafi'I, it is 60 days. It is often 40 days. 118. The miscarriage of a child whose limbs are formed causes the state of nifas, and the bleeding usually lasts 10 or 15 days. However, if the limbs are not distinct, there is nitrogen monoxide post-childbirth bleeding. The blood seen after such a miscarriage lasts for 3 days if, before that, the clean period has lasted at least 15 days. This blood is considered menstrual blood. Otherwise, it is ISTIHAZE, ILLET BLOOD.119 menstruation, postnatal bleeding, and ISTIHAZE are known by the outflow of blood. Therefore, if no blood comes out of a woman who has given birth, it is not considered nifas according to 2 imams, Imam Abu Yusuf and Imam Muhammad. Therefore, she does not need to perform ghusl, and if she is fasting, her fast is not broken. She only needs to perform ablution. However, according to Imam Azam, she should perform ghusl as precaution. 120. Cleanliness observed during the postnatal period, the 40 days, is also counted as part of the postnatal period. Example: if bleeding occurs for 10 days, stops for 5 days, and then occurs again for 10 days, all 25 days are counted as part of the postpartum period. According to the Malikis, if the cleanliness period between 2 bleedings lasts half a month, it is considered a state of cleanliness. The bleeding that follows is then considered menstrual blood. If the clean days last less than half a month, all days are considered postnatal bleeding. According to the Shafi'is, if these clean days last at least 15 days, they are considered a state of cleanliness. The state before these clean days is postnatal bleeding, and the blood seen afterwards is menstrual blood. However, if this clean period lasts less than 15 days, all of it is considered postnatal bleeding. According to the Hanbalis, these days of cleanliness are absolutely considered days of cleanliness. The acts of worship required for other women in a state of cleanliness are also obligatory for a woman experiencing postpartum bleeding during these days of cleanliness. 121. If a woman gives birth to twins, the postpartum period begins from the birth of the first child and is counted from that day. According to Imam Malik, if less than 60 days have passed between the birth of the twins, the postpartum period begins on the day of the first child's birth. If more than this period has passed between them, a separate postnatal period begins for each child. According to the Shafi'is, the postnatal period begins from the birth of the second child. If the bleeding that occurs after the birth of the first child coincides with the menstrual period, it is considered menstrual blood. If it does not coincide, it is considered ISTIHAZE blood.